For this episode, I'll be reviewing an album from one of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen himself, Mookneto, hailing from Chicago. This album is Anti-Rap 3, the third installment of the Anti-Rap series called Mookneto Was Right. The Anti-Rap series started back in 2015 with the premiere of Slept On. Mookneto Was Right features acts like Noble MC, Supreme Scientist 7, Champ the Poet, and nobody else. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in to our first episode of ReAnimix Reviews, where we take an unbiased approach to reviewing indie music. Mookneto Was Right is today's review. We split our reviews into 4 categories: replayability, engineering, musicality, and overall enjoyment, with a 10 out of 10 rating scale for each. We then take the average of those 4 scores for the overall score. So without further ado, let's get to the replayability category.
Replayability. Just like all of Mookneto's albums, this has a very, very high replay rate. I can always expect him to test his borders in a lot of ways, lyrically and musically.
In a feeble attempt to avoid humility, he conjures just enough strength to help mask his vulnerability.
He has a very magnetic voice that keeps you engaged, and his metaphors are supernatural and different. No homo, of course. Incredible.
We died when we created kings and peasants and divided the world between the cross and the crescent.
I'm not saying that I like every song, but I can still play the project all the way through while I work with no problems.
Although it's no surprise, it's a damn shame. 20,000 years and we never learned a damn thing. He thinks he knows, thinks he knows, thinks he knows, thinks he knows.
Engineering. There are some moments where the frequencies were a little harsh and not leveled properly to prevent the harshness. For example, Deep Space Transition, which I know is probably a difficult track to mix since there are a lot of mid to mid-high frequencies to balance, since it's a radio transition sound. A little of having just those frequencies in the track goes a long way. Now, can you enjoy the songs though? Yes. Are all the songs harsh frequency-wise? No. Just felt it could have been a little bit more balanced frequency-wise, but it didn't take away from the experience. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 for engineering. Musicality. One thing about Mookneto's flow is that he really likes to play with his BPM, like riding a wave while staying on beat.
Like the older guys during the last epoch before the last comet hit and turned Earth into a heat rock.
Reminds me of Rakim when he said that his saxophone experience helped him split a beat up to fit more syllables and words while staying on beat. I think Mookneto does a great job of this.
Top floor when the jet hit the tower. Doom like the Jews when Hitler took power. Massacre.
As far as musical from the beat standpoint, I think a lot of the songs use the samples that have really good melodies and harmonies. I wouldn't say there was much more musical influence on top of that though. Like there aren't really any musical transitions or extra musical layers that accentuate sound or anything like that. But that doesn't mean it's not dope though. I thought he was going for a complete musical experience anyway. Just a hip-hop sampling MC experience, which is just fine by me. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 for musicality. Overall enjoyment. I truly enjoyed this project, and I play it regularly actually. It's right up my alley, and it fits my age range. Proud to be different, and causes you to use your mind when listening. A mentally stimulating experience, and I love those little nuggets of interludes in there. I think I even heard a Star Trek audio sample in there somewhere too.
Pleased that you're frustrated, Mr. Chekhov. Act, warrants death. I said I haven't decided.
Even with all said in all other sections, it's still a dope experience. I enjoyed very much listening to this during my review, because again, I listen to this regularly, so it's not a big deal. So, of course, overall enjoyment is going to get a 10 out of 10.
Big Bank Monopoly. He thinks he knows, thinks he knows, thinks he knows, thinks he flows.
Special acknowledgement.
We also have a special acknowledgements category. While it doesn't affect the overall score or anything like that, we just use this category to give a shout out to all the tracks that stood out to us. Man, there was quite a few tracks that stood out to me, actually. Power, let's go! Members Only Jacket, Salvador Dali, Nebula, Doing 88 in the DeLorean, Waving the Flag, and Tectonic Plate.
Doing 88 is the DeLorean. Doing 88 is the DeLorean.
So there you have it. Mookneto is right, gets an 8.75 out of 10. Like I said, this is a great experience. It's always on my playlist. Great job to Mookneto and all involved with this masterpiece. The thing that probably got him the most is the engineering part, but everything else was on point. If you haven't peeped, you should definitely give this album a listen. Real talk. You can go to Bandcamp and find this album. The link is also at the bottom of the screen here to find this album. Please make sure that you take a look because you're missing out. Real talk. So again, thanks for watching ReAnimix Reviews. Tune in next time. Peace.
Since the moment I crashed